Okay, suggesting give. This is what I deal with every time when it comes to doing my original Minecraft world. I still don't know why this version does this. It just is. Anyhow, this is Glitch Reaper here. I'm back and I'm re-exploring my first Minecraft world, trying to complete some interesting things. I just had a serious furnace party, making some nice nether brick fence here. Because I needed to, well, I had a lot of netherrack from my tunneling, because I think I actually can connect up my stronghold. I don't think it's too close to not be able to not connect right, because you lips. Nether portal physics. Yeah, that helps explain things in dealing with it. But I think it is far enough away from any other portal to be able to work. So that should solve that problem. Now I will need some bladder for a certain reason. So there's that. So I still need to harvest some wood. I'm starting over at Baba Yaga's Brewery, partially because of I didn't need the water really. Well, it's taken care of, but partially because I do have direct routes now, and it doesn't take very long in any direction, so I can always just take the train that I made in there. That's very nice. So yeah, I can always do that. But the thing is, I will be showing off some of the work I've been doing with my uh, Mushroom Island, because I decided to do something a little bit different, and it may uh, kind of catch up with over here, actually, because I was thinking I might need to do a little brewing to fill it, because, yeah, I left the trees when I don't normally, but I need to check something. Namely, I need to check if I actually need to clear those trees to get myself some birch saplings. I've got a lot of farming being done around here. So, yeah. Do I have yeah, I have plenty of birch saplings. I'll be good. So they can go ahead and decay on their own. At least this time. But, yeah, I need to make a lot of ladder. Because I've kind of got this little plan. I'm trying to remember if I can get my ladder to be placed on a fence. This is probably overkill by like a large factor, but to be perfectly fair, you do use up like a lot of sticks to get ladders. I think I need more than that, but not super much. So this much ladder should be able to make sure that I can do it. The thing is, I've got this structure. Oh wait, I do need a backing. That's right. Well, I have some cobblestone that I can use temporarily, and I can switch it over to some nether brick later. So yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll be able to show what I'm doing in a moment. Yeah, I got those potions, so that's taken care of. Okay, I think I'm ready to go back into the nether, and I can let my crops over here just keep humming for a while as I gradually expand certain things. And actually, speaking of which, I need to expand my my good old-fashioned duck blind. What I mean by that is mobs don't see you through plant coverage. So the thing is that if you have sugarcane lined up along the shoreline, mobs won't be able to see through it, and they'll just walk right on by. So they can be walking along the shoreline, and they wouldn't see you past it. It's kind of a funny thing. Even though you can see past sugarcane, they can't. So you just let it grow high enough, and then they don't see you. So yeah, that's always definitely a fun thing to do. That and it grows me lots and lots and lots of sugarcane, and I may be needing it for a bit of a celebration later. I might be going with the route of doing some fireworks at some point, and I will be making them survival. So yeah, and yeah, you enjoy seeing squids in various environments while you can. Okay, they popped on their own. Funny fact though, if you actively harvest trees with, well, it's not funny, it's more serious, but if you harvest trees with a fortune axe, you will get more saplings. So if you have the right tool, actively harvesting a tree can give you something special for making sure not to just let the leaves decay. Right after I ate something, sometimes even I wonder about the timing of these things. But yeah, just whenever things can work out. Okay, that's fine. I could turn in my birch. I'll be okay. I also have unlimited mushroom stew, because I can always just go back to my mushroom. And whenever I'm back to my mushroom area, I am fine, because the mushrooms are happy to see me. They greet me. I give them some nice time with a bowl. They're all nice and happy. So, some good old classic mushrooms. So, yeah, they're good, and that's kind of the direction I'm going into. But there's something I'd like to try first. I do have my flint and steel on me. Yeah, I'm good. Okay, this way, through the nether portal. Up to the connectors. Okay, that's what I'm kind of concerned about, is the ghast, because there's something I was going to do and I might get shot by a ghast when doing it. So, there's that thought. But hopefully I'll be able to avoid that, because I kind of got a plan to connect them, and I found out that the area was kind of over a natural nether cave, so I had to... for my desired coordinates, I needed to make a gate down there, but also make sure there's an area going up to my area that I use as a general hub. And what I mean by that is I got this area up here that I made. It's well tunneled and everything. It's got my rail system and all that jazz. But at the same time, whenever you're making a nether portal to a new location using the nether, and it will try to first approximate the height, and it'll try to find an empty space whenever the portal's seeking. So my idea is that I'm going to try to make it as close as possible to where I established a base, or rather a way station, really, on top of the stronghold area. So I'm going to try to see if I can get the gate to land right on top of it. And if I got my coordinates right and everything, I should be fine. But I need to make sure to be kind of careful about that at first. So that's why I'm trying to make an area that's dedicated to it, and why I need certain things to be able to help me up and down. Because I've kind of already done that with other things, and now I need to make some good cage work. And I found out that up. Oh, please don't have enough momentum. Okay, I'm trying to punch it without sending it flying. Whew. Runaway minecart. Runaway minecart. Oh, that was that was a little too appropriate for Minecraft. Runaway minecart. Yeah, that happened. But yeah, it's not too terribly far down the path that I'd normally use to get to my mushroom island that I had to make the fork that goes off to the stronghold area, and the place that I'm kind of needing to drop down to. Now, whenever I found out it was in a chasm, when I was getting to the right spot, and here's the tunnel, I tried using a classic sand evader technique. So I put some sand down, and I was shot at by a ghast. So I had to wait until it was clear before I could get myself into a situation where I could get back up without having my sand blown out from under me, because ghasts have been known to do that. And here is said sand. Okay, well, this is where things get interesting. As long as I hear that ghast, I know I might have a problem, but it's not 100%. I do have a good bow, or yeah, I do have a good bow. So there's that. Hopefully it despawned. If I'm careful and I leave the last sand, I'll have my spot marked. Okay, that works. Okay, so I just need to establish the area around, make a perimeter. Okay, I'll see this area is more towards that, so I can leave this one open and do the other 3. Oh no, that's what I was worried about. Oh, he's trapped. This is very convenient. A little bit higher. Nailed ya! Oh my gosh, that was one of the most perfect gas shots I've ever had in terms of where he showed up. They can't... This illustrates an old thing about gas spawning. They don't actually spawn in lava, ever. They actually spawn on land and then start flying everywhere. That's how they actually work. Not everything needs to worry about that these days, but they do in fact need solid land first, and then they propagate from there. Okay, see here's my plan. I was going to... Oh wait, I need the backing, don't I? Yeah, there's that. Okay, anyhow, my plan was basically to make this... Really? Most pickaxes are just too fast for the nether. The netherrack goes way too easily. It really does, oddly enough. It's a weird fact. Okay, well, let me go about this again. My original plan was I was going to make a nice laddered area up and down, protected by all sides. So, I go up and down very carefully, and I make sure to use sand to get up and down further. So, and I can like fill this in later. So, I just sand like this is the classic technique. The sand pillars work because, unlike gravel, you always get the sand back as is. So you don't have any chance of losing solid blocks and getting flint instead. So there's kind of that extra special thing about it. And if I repeat this technique... Oh wait. I'll have to make sure to put sand there. Okay. Yeah, if I repeat this technique, I should be able to get most of the way up and be fine. And it should be then surrounded. Oh, need to balance myself a little. There we go. It's always weird whenever you do it this way because of how fence is set. Okay, so there's that way. I can go back down. So, yeah. And this area is invulnerable to ghast attacks. The reason why is quite simple. They don't have the blast power to destroy it. So, there is that little comfort. Don't need this here anymore because I didn't go down that direction. Thought I would, but I did not. Actually, I kind of needed to go both. Yeah, I was going to surround this, wasn't I? Oops. Probably should have did the back and forth technique a little bit there. Kind of like I accidentally did there. I didn't mean to do that. In fact, this could be a bit of a problem. Well, not really. Actually, this kind of goes in favor. Like... Okay, where are ya? Hello? Ghast? I just need to shoot ya. Will you be my bullseye? Nope. Okay. Ghast is back down. That's nice to know. Once I get this completely surrounded, I'll be able to prevent it from blowing off my ladder. That's kind of the plan. That's my marker. That's up there. Okay, guests. Give me some luck. Because I think I only got protection on these boots. I don't think I have feather falling. Oh, that was interesting. Wait, did that place it around? No. Oh, how did... Okay, I did that. Oh, that's what happened. Admittedly, that's kind of what I was wanting to do, but not exactly. So, yeah. Okay. Now... Okay, maybe if I... I think I can actually... See, can I pull this off? Looks like I can. Yeah, I was able to blunt it just enough to do it all. Okay, perfect. Okay, so I do that. Well, actually, I should be able to get these things both out. Okay, so this is now my path to where I'm going to put my next gate. And it should, if I open it correctly, connect up to my stronghold location. So that should be the thing that I'm trying to do. I'll make a more enclosed area for it later, where I can more easily establish being able to, you know. Because I will need to defend this later very carefully. Because these gates are very vulnerable to explosions. Okay, let's see. Please take me out to the right area. Please do this nether jump. Okay, where are we? Oh, excellent! It's almost perfectly there. Oh, that was a good shot. That was a good shot. My calculations were in fact correct. Okay, so that's miscellaneous supplies and things I gathered for there. Or maybe just stuff I mined. Extra furnace. My chest is there. Everything's fine. Okay. That worked out beautifully. Now I have that connected. I'll just need to figure out the best way to switch between them later. Maybe I'll have like a way station in that area? Oh well. Well, now I can go on to mushrooms and be perfectly fine. Okay. Bye, every guest. I'm out of here. Because I am going back to my tunnels. Going back to my rail hub. Thank you. Kind of. Well, I'm going along the path, really. Ooh, hopping the wrong way. That's why I don't always look at the stairs whenever I do this. For some odd reason, I just felt like spiraling correctly. Not my usual thing, actually. Okay, so this way we'll go to my rail hub setup. Now that I have the actual connection set, that should be good. Wasn't originally thinking I'd be able to do that, but it just worked out beautifully. I'm going, okay, can I get these coordinates far enough away? By how much? And all that jazz. And then I found out, oh wait, this would actually work. So I went for it. Okay, rest the way to the mushrooms. Thank you very much. Okay, okay. I should be on the way to my mushroom island and be able to show off what I was doing in between episodes, and for that matter, kind of what I'm intending on doing. Because I kind of changed my plan to a degree. It still looks nice and mushroomy, and I might still do a mushroom mansion at some point, but this just kind of reminded me of something I was wanting to do in the first place for like a long time. I'd kind of always had this idea of making a village on a mushroom island. So I'm going to show you kind of the initial bit of it, and it can be expanded later. But I'll be showing kind of my initial concept here for a uh, mushroom island village setup. Although the thing is, you'd normally not be able to do this, but I have a setup situation that means I should be able to adapt it. Because if I just give the surrounding landscape a little more of a gentle slope, I should be able to lure in some, are those? No, I thought they were bats who had escaped again, because sometimes they pop over from the cave on the other side. But yeah, as I was saying, because of my exact setup, I might be able to lure some zombie villagers for curing, because it's actually fairly close to an island that actually can spawn hostile mobs. Because of that, all I have to do is wait for the right ones, cure enough of them, and there I should have myself a village. So that would be interesting. And of course, being in 1.6.4, this also means that the villages... Oh. Okay. Case in point, hostile mobs. Near Mushroom Island. Of course, they have... Oh well. Either way, Mushroom Biome. Thanks for illustrating my point, that just because the biome itself is peaceful does not mean the surrounding landscape is. In fact, this is the exact island I was really going to use, and it does border the biome, because you could tell mycelium. But yeah, this is also where I've been growing my trees. And there is a bit of a slight preview of the mushroom village before I actually get all the way up to it. But yeah, popped out of here, had to nail a zombie. It happens. Okay. This should be my way up to my mushroom village that I'm working on. Afterwards, I'll go back to Baba Yaga's brewery or get myself another brewing stand or something. Probably go back to the brewery, because again, it's all kind of connected now by the rail system, which is really cool. I've been wanting to complete that for a long time. I actually had a good portion of it set up before the reset. But okay, now let me... Well, actually, in honor of being here, I really should have mushroom stew. And, for that matter, milk a mushroom fresh. So, yeah, use the natural resources available to me in this area. Okay. Yep. You're good for it. You're good for it. Good mushroom. Good mushroom. You all have the ability to be milked for mushroom stew. And that's always very nice. It's unlimited food as long as you have bowl. Okay, now I can go around and tour this area. Okay. First of all, we have a few interesting little designs over here. The first one that started up was actually here, the Lookout Room. Lookout Room, I can survey the area and walk around quickly without falling off due to the fence. I also have some of my stuff for doing things around here, including my crafting table and ender chest. My storage chest for other things is over there because I kind of just flung it down whenever I was storing a lot of things that I had gotten from the nether. So, yeah. Now, these are going to be mushroom houses, preferably for Testificates, but I'll also kind of live around here, obviously. So, inventing my own village. In this case, the design involves very carefully grown mushrooms. Because of the properties of mycelium, you can always grow a huge mushroom by bone mealing them, and I had a lot of bones. So if you wait for one that's very close to the ground, it tends to look more like a house. So you just keep doing that until you get the right one. I used some fence work to kind of complete the look. Sorry, again, lips. One of those days. I got some birch stairs around here. Inside, I've got it lit with torches for that nice illuminating feeling. And the thing is that doors are just doors in this version, and they also don't stack. So, yeah, this is not post 1.8 doors. This is classic doors. For those of you who know the pain of classic doors, you feel my pain. Because, yeah, why? Why were doors like that for so long? They needed to be able to stack. They needed to... Well, the different versions, admittedly, was just nice later, but they really needed to be able to stack. So, yeah. So now you can see them kind of with it closed. It doesn't completely flush with it, but that should be fine for now. I may later change this up a little bit because I do have a Silk Touch tool, so I might be able to grow additional huge mushrooms and complete that area next to the door with some mushroom blocks. That would probably be a good way to complete the look. I'm probably going to do that. We have, yeah, more of the mushroom housing. Just a few around here, in there. So, you know, it's just an initial setup. But they have 4 doors each, which is nice. Whenever I do a self-created village, I prefer to actually make it look like it's meant to be housing rather than classic villager farm. Now, here I have a special one. It's one that's grown on top of a huge brown mushroom, and it's a little bit taller than normal in terms of where it sits. I decided that this was actually a pretty good setup because it kind of went with the idea of going on top of it from here. Now, you can actually kind of see that I had to move something because I've kind of replaced part of the area that I'd originally made with a birch log. The reason for that is actually kind of special. This mushroom was actually grown as the lowest to the ground version, but from a slightly higher point. That's why I had to find myself where my Silk Touch shovel went. Let me see, do I have it on me? Yeah, I do. I had even prepared it for this purpose quite some time ago. The thing is that it just took me a while to remember that I was originally going to make sure to carefully shave the mycelium as much as possible to save it, and make sure that I could also gather some if I need to spread it later. So I had one of those in advance, and I just lost track of it, and I found it again, so I'm good. But anyhow, this one doesn't have as many doors at this exact time, and I may change that up later, I'm not entirely sure. But it will kind of retain this look. But getting it into this shape, as I was saying, took some mycelium. What I did is I grabbed some from the nearby area. I put it right here in the perfect dead center of this top part of this huge brown mushroom, and I bone mealed it until I got this nice red one here at the minimal height. But because of where I had to place it, and because I didn't want to break the block, I decided to just go along with what height it came out as, and it came out as this kind of nice looking version where it's just a slight variant showing a bit of variability between the mushroom buildings. So it kind of shows a little bit of individual housing. Now here we have a very special structure. This one is just my little cozy, what would happen if you crossed a hobbit hole with a mushroom biome? And you get this. This is your answer. This is kind of what happens if you cross a hobbit hole with a mushroom biome. You're just having a little house under a hill, a little underground. So, yeah. Also, otherwise known as a gnome home. Gnomes like that too, apparently. So, yeah. Now, its additional purpose is a bit special because, and I'm kind of just closing these doors to mark where I've turred. I've turred here, I've turred there, I've turred everywhere. So the grand tour is going on. Oh, they might ruin my perfect exit. This could be a complication. Oh, that one despawned. But anyhow, I was going to leap off the side beautifully. Although, admittedly, might want to get myself a little extra running room. So, there we go. Whoa, something happened? I think so. Okay, a little weird lag, which is very bizarre because this version doesn't really have that much. So, I mean, this isn't vanilla 1.6.4. There shouldn't be much lag with how much I've got here. But anyhow, if I line up just carefully, I can actually run perfectly through that structure and leap off that cobblestone at the last moment and go into the water, which is something I really want to do before I go around and get off. So I'm probably going to do that massive leap, then come back up here to my mushroom village. So, oh, I wasn't perfectly lined up It has to be perfect. I have to do it exactly right. It has to be like right down the center. There we go. Whee! See, now this is how you do a dive. Just right off the side of a mountain. Okay, these guys are here to illustrate my point. Even see, this was after the version that they gave zombies their extreme long-range recognition. So that is definitely a thing that you need to remember, even in 1.6.4. I mean, I think they changed that up in 1.4 actually. So yeah, I remember that transition where suddenly they just had really long-range aggro. If they have unobstructed sight, a zombie can actually get to you from well over 60 blocks away in terms of how far away they are and they recognize you as a target. I think it's 60. It might be actually be 66 or more, but it's something like that. It's a tremendous range if they have unobstructed line of sight. So that's something. If they see you from really long range, they will still go for you. So just remember that. It's just an old thing, and it happened even earlier in this version, and I was there for the transition, and it was like, really? Really? I mean, seriously, do we really want zombies to act even more like it's a zombie apocalypse? But, yeah. I mean, it's the same time you can exploit it for doing zombie farms and stuff like that, so it kind of goes both ways. I mean, all you gotta do is lure them to you in a spot they can't reach, and, you know, it goes that way. But, yeah. Hey, zombie. I'm way up here. You can't do anything about it. I'm in my little mushroom village. So unless you happen to also be a villager, I am not interested right now. But yeah, the thing is, I am here. I am possibly going to improve this area even more for villagers. And I did get my connection going up that I've been wanting to do for quite some time. Trying to get my stronghold connected, so I'll probably also work on that some more at some point and see if I can actually get my stronghold more easy to get to whenever I'm zipping along the rails. Because it would be easy to miss that little turnoff, so I'm going to need to make a way station or something. So I'm definitely going to have to do that. And, hey, Mushroom Biome looking just more homey. I mean, come on. This is just beautiful. I'd been wanting to do this for a long time, and now I finally got everything just how I wanted it. So, yeah. Well, at least it's getting closer. It's getting closer, but progress. Anyhow, this has been Glitch Reaper. I'll be logging off for now. Hope to hear from y'all later. So, bye for now, everybody.